video getting a lot of attention tonight. A local mom says she took her son to the hospital for help, but never expected he would end up facing charges.
We have surveillance video from outside Atrium Health Lincoln. Look at this, appearing to show that security guard throwing this teenager to the ground and pulling out a taser at one point. Another security guard appears to tackle him, and then Lincoln County deputies arrive.
Anchor Genevieve Curtis spoke to that mother and got the hospital side of the story, and she's live with us tonight. Genevieve?
Well, that family's attorney was able to get this video from the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. The family is looking for some accountability from both Atrium Health and the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office for the way their son was treated when they tried to take him to the emergency room in December.
Shock. Anger.
Jessica Long still can't believe this video. It's from the night she tried to get her son help at Atrium Health Lincoln.
There's no excuse.
She says her 16-year-old was having a mental health crisis.
He wasn't in his right state of mind at that point, and that's why I was at the hospital.
He didn't want to go in, and she had her younger son in the car. So she motions for the security guard to come over.
Hayden was angry with me when he got out of the car. He had pushed me. It didn't deter me from trying to get him help. I wasn't afraid of him. He didn't hurt me. He was being disrespectful.
But that's when things escalated with the security guard. You can see him push her son down to the ground twice and pull out a taser. Her son then walked over to the car. That's when another security guard tackled him.
He was simply standing there.
Blood covering the ground. A few minutes later, Lincoln County deputies arrive.
I was still thinking, these men will help. Their goal will be to help me help my son, and they didn't do that.
Blood running down his face. Deputies say he spit at one deputy. In this video, you can see Deputy Justin Polson punch the handcuffed teenager twice until another deputy stops him and tackles him to the ground.
That was just full-blown rage.
Atrium Health released its own video in response to the event, claiming the 16-year-old was making threats.
Security was trying to de-escalate the situation, but the threats were escalating. And when someone makes a threat about getting a gun and shooting and killing people, the officers did what was appropriate to contain the situation.
They're twisting things around, and they're saying that he was threatening to kill everybody.
Atrium also defends the security guard who seems to tackle the minor out of nowhere.
He was afraid that the individual was going to get back into the car. They didn't know if there was a weapon there. They did, I think, act appropriately. Unfortunately, the young man did get injured, which we never want to see in any incident or event.
They obviously weren't equipped to handle it.
Now the 16-year-old is facing half a dozen charges, including a felony. The documents say the charging officer is Deputy Polson, the one who punched the handcuffed teen. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office said in a release, quote, the juvenile cursed the officer and spit blood in his face, which is a felony. Deputy Polson reacted by striking the juvenile in the top of the head. The incident was investigated, and Deputy Polson was disciplined internally for his actions. Long says she tried to do the right thing and get her son help.
Reach out if you're having a mental health crisis.
Now she wishes she wouldn't have taken him at all.
When you actually go to do it, I took him to an emergency room, and he was treated like a criminal by everybody. Nobody ever treated him like a patient.
And that 16-year-old is facing multiple charges. He has his first court appearance on Monday, where he could potentially be charged as an adult. Atrium also said it's reviewing what took place and will use what it learns to improve. Erica?
Genevieve, thank you. Now, if you're watching and if you or someone you know needs help for any type of mental health challenge, we have created a county-by-county resource guide. It's posted on our WSOC TV News app. And if you or someone you know needs immediate help, if you think they might harm themselves, call 1-800-273-TALK. That is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.